One more example of a mechanism of comedy which is connected to Tantra. Yeah. So another mechanism of how comedy works and funny things.
Sorry. I'm very good in laughing, just not in creating the thing. Okay, I can do this.
Yeah. So.
Yes, and?
Yes, and. Yeah. Another way that, another mechanism of comedy, which applies all the time, is, and which is really tantric, is that comedy kind of begins inside of us. Like, we begin to laugh, usually when our system gets overloaded by something unexpected. And you see this sometimes when people laugh at inappropriate moments. And usually that happens because something in that situation has happened totally unexpectedly. And then the natural response is the person begins to laugh. The classic example is laughing at a funeral, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Someone begins to laugh during the eulogy and they're like, oh my God, what am I? And they start to laugh because it's an involuntary response.
I was kicked out once from a church, not from a funeral, but because I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
It was like completely uncontrolled. I couldn't stop. It was like so intense.
Yeah. And that's because there was something in your brain which didn't match, and that mismatch is creating a comedic response, you could say, an unconscious comedic response. And something that is really interesting, like I think we were saying before, that that humor is an alchemizing factor. It's connected to the element of fire, and it helps us also to overcome our ego. And one of the principles of Tantra, right, is if you increase the experience with enough intensity, then you expand beyond the limits of the ego. And one of the ways which that can happen is through humor. So when something totally unexpected happens, and then you begin to laugh, and suddenly you're outside of some limitation. You can't go beyond the limits of your ego by just going, ha, ha.
Yeah, exactly.
But there is this laughter yoga I heard about.
Thank you so much, Matthew, for this.
No, thank you. Remember, I'm hosting the Tantric. Thank you for coming today.
I would like actually to push myself. Maybe one day we make a improvisation session and we record it. Because I'm really curious also to put myself in that situation and see what comes out. Because you have all these, if you have insecurities or you have all kind of blockages, then you think like, okay, I can never do this. Because it's also meeting the unknown a bit, you know? It's not something like, okay, I prepared the script, then I think it's going to be very funny. And then, as you were saying, that sometimes it doesn't even work because you planned it.
Exactly.
So when it's this type of situations that it's very much based on spontaneity, basically, for me it's like, take me out of here.
Yeah, perfect.
And so I think it would be super funny to just do it once together.
Definitely.
You kind of guided, and I'd say
but we'll need we'll need preparation, which is funny. We'll need to do a lot of training, and this is so tantric, right? You need to do a lot of training and a lot of preparation to be spontaneous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. So thank you so much.